Okay, so today's question is, what is the energy regarding the connection between you and your person, the current energy regarding the connection between you and your person? So the first card I drew out is the Fool here, and what I'm getting is that there seems to be some kind of denial on both of your parts. Okay, yeah, it's like you're turning your back to the connection. You're turning your back to the connection. So let's see whether it is or not. So then after that, I draw this card here and this card here. Okay, so let's look at this one, which is the Knight of Wands. It seems like, okay, you're turning back to you're turning your back to your connection, but at the same time, because there is a lot of uncertainty. What I'm getting at is that there's a lot of uncertainty. You don't know what to make of it. You don't know what to make of the situation, okay, of this connection. But if you can see, there's the phoenix. Okay, the phoenix is rising again. So what I'm getting at is that it's like the two of you have been trying to deny the relationship, and in doing so, where you try to bury your feelings, but in doing so, there is this renewed desire or energy, or renewed desire or passion for the connection. And you cannot, it cannot be denied anymore, because every time you turn your back to the relationship, it's like, um, even though it's in the dark, but you look up in the sky with the stars, you cannot deny the stars, it's just telling you. So the stars or the galaxy is basically your intuition. And based on your intuition, this gives you a renewed energy or renewed desire, or you are re-looking into the relationship, into the connection. So it's like wherever you turn, you cannot deny this connection that you have with this person. So once again, this basically the Fool card here, it represents in totality the connection between you and your person. It's like you're trying to deny it, but in doing so, you have these messages, or your intuition messages from the universe, telling you that there is hope, that it's meant to be. And at the same time, uh, you two are pretty sneaky in the sense that you're leaving some crumbs behind, telling each other, kind of like giving hints of your feelings a bit, but not revealing all. So it's like, so once again, these are the hints that you two keep on dropping for each other. So yeah, so I think that is why you two have feelings for each other, but you two are not letting in on the other person 100%. Just giving bits of hints, because I think the two of you are not unsure of the other person's feelings. Okay, so I'm kind of getting, this is your energy here, and this is your other person's energy. So if you look at him, it's like he's also not sure, is in the dark, but it's like you have the stars which is guiding him. So he wants to come forward, offering you love, but he is unsure. And once again, he's currently at the moment, he's turning his back on the relationship. However, you see this crab there. Okay, this crab represents um, somebody who perseveres, somebody who can be very sensitive. So perhaps he could be sensitive, there has been kind of like temporarily there is this turning back from the relationship, so he feels very sensitive about that. So once again, it's marked by unsure, uncertainty, but he does want to come forward and offer you that cup there. And at the same time, you see a lot of stars. So once again, the top tree is like the stars are your intuition, is kind of like the light to guide you in the dark, and you cannot deny this. Okay, cannot be denied. So all these three cards came out that way. Okay, so then moving on, so basically these are your current feelings I'm kind of getting at, and it's these feelings that is promoting this energy here. So the energy is that you two have feelings for each other. It cannot be denied. You're turning your back on the relationship or on the connection at the moment, but the feelings or the intuition is very strong. Um, Not to say it's pushing you to do anything, but you realize there's a sense of realization. Okay, so then moving on. Moving on is this is kind of like it's more in the light already. So this is you're kind of like this is something and another aspect of you two your life where it is focusing more on your work or your career. So this is what you're doing. You're just at the moment you're not focusing on the relationship, even though you have a feeling, a very strong feeling. Your intuition tells you, but you're trying to not think about the relationship too much and focus on something else. In this case, it's your work. Okay, and he is also the same thing. It's like he is trying to better himself by focusing on his work, by building it up on his career. Okay, so what I'm getting at is that here he is, building up for for his kid, or not necessarily his son, but somebody who is children to represent the future. So basically he is building up his whatever it is, his career, for the future. Okay, he's doing it for himself, for his future. Okay, so right now, it's like in terms of work, you two have slightly different objective. Here you're just you already have established yourself, so you're just going about continuing on building your career. Whereas what I'm getting at is that he is just starting on it. He's just starting on it, and he is accumulating whatever that needs to be done for his career. So once again, this is um, you're kind of like in denial of this connection by trying to kid yourself, or trying to kid yourself that that's all you're interested in, is just your focus is on your career. But that's not so. Okay, because intuitively you have these feelings. Okay, so but outwardly you're trying to soothe yourself, as if you're not into this connection. You're trying to soothe yourself by going into your career. But the thing is, yeah, so you see this fool here. So he's dropping the breadcrumbs. So that's the connection here. The connection is that even though you're denying the connection, but intuition is telling you there is a connection. So what happened is that you're dropping these petals of flowers, and here you are, you're picking it up. So when you're picking it up, all these petals of flowers, by the time they land on earth, it has become swords. It has become very solid facts or solid knowledge. Okay, so you're just picking it up. So here there is this skull here. It shows that the other phase of the energy, the old phase, is like you're moving into a new phase of connection, and the old phase has passed. Okay, and now you are more sure, or the two of you are more sure of each other's feelings. And that is why you're picking up all this sword here, this certainty. Okay, so you have moved on to a next phase in terms of your feelings, in terms of the certainty for this connection. Okay, so this represents the old phase here. So now you're going to move on to a new phase. So then after that, I drop some more cards, and okay, hold on. So I dropped some more cards, and this is what I got. So basically this was not here, this was not here, and this was not here. Okay, so these were the cards. So it's like Judgment Day moving forward. It's Judgment Day, but still wanting to hold on to what the society expects, or what the normal standards but there's Judgment Day, and then after that is like freedom. Okay, so I drew up some clarification cards. So from here, what I'm getting at is that there is this judgment. You two are, you know, naked, cannot be hidden anymore. Whatever it is you're trying to hide from the connection, you know, you're not able to, you can't hide it anymore. That's a judgment. Okay, so you were trying to hide under the facade of societal norm, but judgment, it has been found out. I think what you two have been trying to hide from each other, somehow it gets revealed. And once it gets revealed, there's a sense of freedom. Okay, so these are the clarification cards that I drew out. Okay, so for here, yeah, so one of you or two of you want to put on this facade that, you know, uh, conforms to the societal norms, and it's because it seems like in the past perhaps you could have been hurt, so you want to avoid a situation where you don't want to be hurt again. But the thing is, when you're drawing this card here, swords, you know, into you, is Ten of Swords is actually meaning that you have accepted it, you have accepted your destiny, you have surrendered to it. And at the beginning there is still some kind of resistance. You don't want to accept the connection, so which is why you're coming out of your armor. But eventually what happened is that you two will be found out. So it's like you two will be found out, and it's like you're laying bare. There's nothing more to hide. Okay, there's nothing more to hide. All your feelings are laid bare. You know each other's feelings, and this is confirmed by this card here. You have moved on to the next stage of life. The old stage of life is the old stage of the connection is dead already, and you realize from moving on to the next stage, and you realize, and therefore from the realization comes newfound information or newfound clarity, and so you're picking up all that clarity. So then from this clarity comes judgment. That's natural. So it's like it's laid bare already. So it's like you two, the connection between the two of you is now clear, is now revealed. Okay, there's nothing to hide. And there is this card here that I pulled out for clarification. So whatever battle that you two wanted to fight, okay, and the battle in this case is to suppress this connection, you have surrendered to it. You have surrendered to it. So you have come to accept the connection. Okay, and then after that, going forward, there is this sense of freedom. There's sense of freedom. I think that all this suppression here is a bit difficult. Is a lot of it weighs a lot on the connection. So now, after revealing the feelings, I suppose the feelings that you have for each other, then there is a sense of freedom, and then the relationship can now is on a different level, is on a more stable level, and where everything is clear and flowing. So then, okay, then after that, so you have these three situations here. So then I drew out these cards asking the spirit for advice. Okay, so in this situation, this is where you want you're coming out of your armor because you don't want to get hurt. So basically, the card says is that you're trying to free yourself. Okay, so also it can mean, this card can mean two things, okay, where you're just trying to get out of the situation because you want to conform to the societal norms. The card is telling you to free yourself, okay, don't be bogged down by the societal norms. Kind of like accept, okay, accept the Ten of Swords. That means surrender to whatever is there, and by surrendering yourself, you are actually freeing yourself. Okay, so even though the Ten of Swords is here, You just need to surrender yourself. Okay, so here what I'm getting at is that you're still very scared. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want to get hurt, but and so it's like you're still in this stage of denial of the connection because you want to conform to the societal norms. But what the card is saying is just free yourself from your societal norms. Okay, and so here you have the eclipse here. So eclipse meaning that the sun is being blocked. This is deception. Okay, so don't deceive yourself. Don't deceive yourself just because you want to conform to the societal norms. So that's what the card says, to free yourself. Free yourself from the connection. Just accept the connection the way it is. Okay, then after that, yeah, then here the card comes up again, trust. Okay, so here what happened is that you see a situation where you two have surrendered to the connection and judgment. There is nothing more to hide. So when you surrender self, what happened is that you need to have trust in the situation. You need to have trust in the connection. So that's what the card is saying. Okay, the situation is calling for you to have faith, to have trust. Okay, then going on here, what is the advice here? So here, after you have surrendered to the situation, then it's like you have a sense of freedom, and then the connection can move into something more solid. It will move on to another stage in life, and the card says it's worth waiting for. Okay, divine timing is at work in your love life. So I think that if you can just release yourself from your thinking, from what your expectations are, um, from deceiving yourself, because the thing is, the situation is that it will be laid bare for everyone to see in this connection. Okay, for you and for your other person. So once you do that, you just have trust in the connection. Then what happens is that you will achieve this sense of freedom, and the connection will move on to a more stable stage, and it is worth waiting for. Okay, that's it. Thank you.